What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the garage. Today we're going to be doing some of these silverware crickets. These are a great beginner project. There's no welding required, and it's a great way to get started in metalworking or metal art. And these are great little gifts for people, especially if you've got some plant lovers in your life, since they're made out of silverware. They can set these in their potted plants just as a little decoration. And at the end, we're going to do a variation of this. The one we're going to make in the video is going to be a variation that's going to be able to hang on the side of a pot. So you can do it either way. You can leave the feet straight. We're going to put a little bend on them so that they'll hang right on the side of a pot. All you need for this is a single dinner fork, preferably one with some longer tines on it and not one that's too thick, especially if you decide not to use a torch. I'm going to use a torch in this to heat up the spots we're going to bend. I feel like it gives a better result, a cleaner bend, makes things a little bit easier. You don't have to. If you don't have one, you can still do this project without a torch. It's just a little harder to bend, and you got to be a little more careful trying to not kink or crease the metal. So just keep that in mind, and we'll get started on this.
For this project, all you need is a couple pairs of pliers and the torch, and of course your fork. Everything else is optional. So to start out, we're going to heat these tines of the fork up and just bend them to the left and the right down the middle. So you're going to have two going left and two going right. That's to get these out of the way so we can fold this handle back over the top of it.
So there's what it should look like right now. We're going to take this handle and we're going to bend it back through itself to kind of make the body and the wings.
Now we're going to heat up the handle right where it meets the base of the fork. That's so you can get a nice neat body for this cricket. We're going to start folding it over itself. You're going to have to probably heat this a couple times and grip it a couple different ways to do this. You have a little bit of leeway as to how tight you want the handle to be against the fork, but I'm going to make this one pretty flat.
So now we need to heat here and then bring this all the way around.
Now we're going to heat this up right where the handle comes through the tines and fold it back over itself one last time.
Alright, so now that you're at this point, the only thing left to do here is put the antennas up and then put the legs down. And you can do this a couple different ways. Just do whatever you think looks good. I usually bring the antennas almost straight up and put a little curl at the end, kind of like more of a cartoon style cricket. And then the legs, I put a loop in the base here and then go down to the ground. However, on this one, like I said, we're going to put a little kink at the end so that it can hang on the edge of a pot. So let's do that real quick. And just to note, up until this point is like everything that was pretty easy to do. Even if you didn't heat it, you could get all that done. The hard part to do without heating it is going to be the loops. The loops are what really takes a lot of effort with cold metal.
We're in the home stretch now. All that's left are the antennas and the legs. These can be the funnest part of this project, but it also can be slightly frustrating trying to get everything flowing nicely and looking even. You may have noticed throughout this video, I've been using round nose pliers. So that means that the jaws on these are round and tapered. There's no flat spots and there's only teeth at the very tip. So these don't make a bunch of marks on metal, and then it allows you to do different size curves and keep them nice and smooth. This isn't necessary to do this project, but if you plan on doing a lot of metalworking projects like this where you need to bend small pieces of metal, they can be really handy to have. These are the WEHA brand, and I will put a link to those in the description below. They're only about $18 on Amazon and well worth the investment if you see yourself doing a lot of stuff like this in the future. If you decided to use a torch for this project, like I am here, you're going to notice when you get to these tines that you lose your heat very, very quickly because there's not a lot of mass in the tines. So keep that in mind, work a little quicker, and don't be afraid to reheat things when you need to get those bends just right.
Alright, so that's what we're looking like right now. If you want to, you can stop here. This would sit on the table just like this one does.
And as I said, you could stop here if you want to have something that's going to sit on the ground or a table, but we are going to add those little hooks at the end so it can hang on the edge of a flower pot here.
Alright, so there you go. That's our one fork cricket. Great little beginner project, and you can do it two ways, either sitting on a table or you can make it so it can hang off a pot. Once again, it makes a great little gift or something that is cheap that you can put on a table at a vendor booth or something like that just to get some attention and get people buying things. So check it out, make a few. Scrap silverware super cheap, especially at a thrift store or garage sale, and you can really make a bunch of these in a very short amount of time. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.